Hi there. Today we are going to do a very interesting problem on Codeforces AMUH and SX. This problem really teaches us how hashing can drastically reduce our work. If you have understood the problem, then it's good. Otherwise, let me explain you briefly here. We will be given with 6 numbers, and these numbers will be lying in a range from 1 to 9. Okay, we got something idea. They are not giving a very large number. If suppose they have given a very large number, say 10,000 or maybe some more bigger number, then we will not be able to do hashing because it will take a lot of time and space. So if they have given simply 1 to 9, we can use hashing and we can run loop as long as it's short, because 1 to 9 doesn't affect any much. Anyways, let me explain you why we are using hashing here, and before that I have to explain you the problem also. Okay, so we are provided with 6 numbers and we have to create either bear or elephant, and to create these two we should specify one condition, that 4 numbers should be equal. 4 numbers should be equal to create leg. Here we have said these numbers are legs and they should be equal, and basically we don't want to create a handicap animal. So if we have 4 numbers equal, then we can create the animal. So our first condition is this only: if we have 4 numbers equal, then animal is possible. Then we will go to check these two, and if not, then we'll simply print alien. Okay, now we are in a 2 numbers left. That means 4 numbers we will check if they are equal. And how we can do? We will use hashing. When we are inputting, at that time only we will be inputting this into our hash table. And suppose, let me take you with an example. Here we have, let's say this. Okay, these are 6 numbers, and yes, we can create, right? And firstly we will create a hash 0 to, and sorry for my bad handwriting, we will create an array from 0 to 9. This will be our hash table. Now we will input first 4, so we will go at index 4 and make it 1. Again we are inputting it 4, so we will make it 2. Again we will make it 3, and again we will make it 4. Now as soon as we have encountered it, we will say okay, so we can create animal because these numbers are equal, and we will make this 0. And why we are making this 0? Because now we don't require this. We can create animal now. Our competition is between these 2 numbers. If these 2 numbers are equal, we will say elephant. If suppose one is 4, other is 3, okay, one is smaller and other one is bigger, we will say it is bear. And it is true vice versa. If it is 3 and 4, we will say it's bear. And how we will say for bear? For elephant, what we can say, we are inputting it, and if 2 numbers are equal, that means our count value at that hash should be 2, right? Like 4 4, we have made this 0, right? So now when we will put 1, again 4, this will be 1. Now again this will be 2. If we get any 2 in our hash, we will say it is elephant. And for this, suppose at 3, now we are talking about bear. Let me clear this something first. So our example was 3 and 4. Here it was 4 4 4. We don't require that. Now at index 3 I will make 1, and at 4 we will make 1. Now if we encountered hash in hash table any one, that means we can say we can create pair, because the other one will be one only. Why? Because we have already made it 0, that this was the repeating number. So again, if we have to input 6 numbers, so the other number will be 1, and we can create pair. Let me code you, and there we will be explaining more, and it will be clear mode. So if you haven't get too much, don't worry, we will code and we will see. Okay. Before that, we should do the general recipe which we have to do for C++. std int main. First thing is we have to we will always be getting 6 numbers, so let me define first hash will be from, as the numbers are from 1 to 9. Okay, it's 1 to 9, so we will create a hash from 0, and we will ignore 0 is no required for us. So we will create, this is our requirement, we will create a size of 10. Okay, and we will initialize it with 0. The same thing I can write it this also. To initialize with 0, we can use the mem set h, 0, size of h. But since we have done there, we don't require this line. This is just, I explained, we can use mem set also. Now comes our number. Here we are going to store the number which the user will input, and one for animal. We can create animal or not. First I will initialize with false. Okay, so we have to input 6 numbers. So I will run a loop from 0 till 6, and I plus. I will say in, get the input in in, and then I will make that number position hash as plus. For instance, if I input 4, that means h of 4 has to be incremented by 1. Okay, so this is going to increment, and as I said, if at any point of time when h of s will become equal to 4, then I will say that yeah, we can create animal. So animal will be true now, and for the other numbers, if the user is inputting, the user has to input 6 numbers, we will make it 0, because our job of finding the animal is done. This loop is basically inputting and finding whether we can make the animal or not. Fine, let's move ahead. If animal is true, then we can, but if animal is not true, that means animal remains false, we can't create animal. So I can say animal is equal false, or simply not equal, right? If animal is not equal, then we will say cout, and what we have to print, alien. Else, now if this is not, that means we can create animal. Then what we have to do, we will have to check the array, the hash table. So we don't require 0, so I will skip it, and we'll say up to or less than equal to 9 was 9 plus plus. Then I will say if some condition here, if h of I equal 1, we have encountered anywhere 1, that means we can create what we can create here, and we will break because we are done. But if it's not, that means else if h of I, that means they are repeating numbers. Repeating numbers means h of I is equal to 2. We will say cout elephant, and we will break, and we are done. Now just one time you do drawing and run, there you can see how this is beautifully arranging itself. I have explained you a little bit here, and I have explained you that why we are doing 0. This line is important because this line feeds that if there are multiple same numbers, that means if the user has inputted all the 4s, all the 5s. Okay, before that let me just compile it and see if we are passing all the test cases. Yeah, we have passed. Okay, so we'll now submit it on Codeforces. We'll select submit. No, first we have to choose the file. Fine. What I'm doing. Then we will do open and then submit. Okay, so it is running on test cases and it is accepted. If I see, then it has passed. Oh, okay, it has passed 29 test cases. Cool. So just do the try and run one time to better understand what is happening. Simply we are using an hash, putting it incrementing that value, and now I can happily say it is lying between 1 to 9. So it is best to see the constraint first and then apply the logic. Okay, then we'll meet you in the next video.